Hello, good evening, and welcome. Thank you for joining me today. It's a lovely Friday evening. Happy Friday for those of you. I'm sure you're enjoying your Friday evening. I've got myself a cup of wine to enjoy the evening with you. But this game, we are going to talk about the match preview between Chelsea and Crystal Palace. Now, Chelsea go to Crystal Palace on Sunday in what is termed a London derby. Okay. But before I start, there's positive news coming from our coach Liam Rossini, and he has given us positive updates on Enzo Fernandez, Jamie Gittins, Cole Palmer, and Esteval. Basically, they're all fit and ready to play in the game on Sunday. So the coach did say that he spoke to Cole Palmer because you guys know there's been a lot of a lot of rumors in the news about Cole Palmer not being happy, and he probably wants to go back to his you know one of the clubs that he likes when he was a young guy. So the coach said absolutely Cole Palmer is happy and he spoke with him, and he is ready to show that he's a world class. So I'm happy about that news, and honestly, I'm glad that so many players have come back from injury. It looks like it was a rough time in the club with some players being less fit, some catching the flu, and it's been going on. Okay, but let's talk about the game tomorrow. Obviously, since we know these players are back, we expect a better performance compared to the last game. Okay, the last game against Paphos, and I gotta say something about that game against Paphos because a lot of um, creators have been talking about how badly Chelsea performed. I didn't think we performed badly. We just faced an opposition that didn't give they didn't give a damn about coming out, and their lineup you could see even in the formation. They had a 5-4-1, formation. Five defenders, four holding the midfield defensive line, and of course, just one attacker waiting for some kind of a break. And even those four players in the midfield, they were not pushing forward. They were saying, "Hey, Chelsea, you can have all the game, all the ball." And that's why you saw in that game, most of our defenders kept on passing the ball around because it was just too tight up front. All right. But hopefully we find, better ways to break down this kind of low blocks from teams who come and then they're just sitting. I don't think the game on Sunday is going to be one of such. We do know Crystal Palace is a very, very good side and they have a very, very good defense. But they just lost one of their best defenders in McGray. So he has, he's left and he's going to play for Manchester City. He should be able to feature in the game coming up. I believe it's on Sunday or Saturday. But so they don't have one of their best players anymore. And I think, from what I hear also, that Chelsea is probably going to make some money out of that deal. Okay. So this Sunday's derby is going to be in Selhurst Park. We're going to face Crystal Palace, and basically, Chelsea come into this match. We're sitting, at the top half of the table in the Premier League, and generally, everybody's going to favor Chelsea to win and take all 3 points. That's what they believe, but we know because of inconsistencies. Sometimes Chelsea, they'll give you the hope, and then they'll bring you running down. So we're not sure, but historically, Chelsea has dominated this fixture. We've been unbeaten in the last 16 league games, I believe, against Palace. We've had like 13 wins and three draws. Okay. Now, the recent form of Chelsea also gives us that edge. The Blues, we've picked up in the past four games now, we've picked up three wins and a loss. Okay. Meanwhile, Crystal Palace, they've been having a rough time. Okay, they've been having a tough results lately. Basically winless in their last games, I think. So, but honestly, tomorrow I expect Chelsea to win that game, and most bookers or bookies will really give Chelsea that chance to win. So, what are Chelsea's strengths and weaknesses going in tomorrow? So, head to head in terms of strengths, uh, Chelsea's long unbeaten run in this fixture gives us some kind of psychological boost and advantage that, okay, we've been beating Crystal Palace for some time, so we expect to beat them and continue that trend. When it comes to the attack, Cole Palmer, Jamie Gittins, Esteval, these are players that I believe they have the edge to beat Crystal Palace. Now I know in our in the first game of the season, we played a draw with them, okay, and that game it was kind of frustrating because I thought Chelsea should have won that game, but it ended up being a draw. And mind you, Crystal Palace was also coming from winning I believe, the FA Cup against Manchester City. So we faced a very, very good side. And Crystal Palace actually is a very, very good side. But even if they are not where they are, where they should be on the table, we know that they've been doing very, very well. Okay, so we have more attacking options, and of course, when it comes to the build-up, under Liam Rosinho, we've tried to balance possession and direct threats. Although the players, I think they are still trying to learn, okay, what he wants them to do. It's not been very, very easy for the coach because since he's coming, he has to play. We have to play like a game after every other day, 3 days interval. So there's really no time for him to settle. Have them execute the plan that he wants. So it's been kind of tough. And that's why I'm cutting him a slack on the players because they're trying to learn this whole new skill, this whole new system of formation, what he wants out of them in a very, very short time. And they must win because that is what Chelsea fans demand. All right. So structurally, I think we have a better way of building up, in dominating midfield, and hopefully we can start playing through the lines, into the attack. Because I was looking at that game against Paphos, and I mean, you gotta admit that game was so frustrating. But we didn't have enough through the middle passes that could go directly to the attacker, either Liam Delap, and that was kind of frustrating because I remember in the earlier last season, I believe we had somewhere like Cole Will, even from the defense, he was always trying to find this direct cut through pass from the defense into the midfielder and eliminate whoever was trying the opposite team trying to attack us at that time, and that gave us some kind of opening, a chance to attack them and even score a goal. Okay, so some things we got to look out tomorrow is our inability to be consistent. Chelsea have been inconsistent. They've had mixed results, and that is why we are currently, I believe, sixth on the table. Okay, we are currently sixth or seventh on the table, uh, and it's a struggle. We need to find a way to keep the streak going. Okay, you win a game, you don't want to lose another game. You keep on winning or find ways to notch out the win every single time. And of course, I understand the players sometimes they get injured or ill, and that causes those fragility in the defense at times. I'm telling you, I don't know which other team in the Premier League has had different combinations of the defense line in this season. We've had several, like so many. I don't think any one of the players can say, hey, this is who I love working with, because they don't bloody know who they're going to play with on a match day, because they wake up and you find yourself, oh, I'm going to start. And okay, I've been playing with him, but I'm going to start with him. Now I have to find out how he works, make sure that we are in tune, the chemistry is there. But this is something the coach needs to really, really find a way to settle. And of course, we know it's because of the injury rotations. Now, Mark Dewey is no longer with Crystal Palace. He has left Crystal Palace. He's now with Manchester City. He has been one of their best defenders, if not their best defender. So this is a major blow for them. He was also a defensive leader and a key organizer in that defense line. And what that means is they're gonna have either have somebody else who can rally the defenders, organize them, and he's so good. He's so good that even Chelsea wanted to buy him, but I think he really wanted to go to another club. So that could be a good thing for Chelsea that Mark Guehi is no longer with them. And in that case, they might be destabilized or they might not find the right chemistry. That may leave an opening for us, hopefully, if our players can take advantage. But they're very, very good at the defensive blocks. I know Marguerite is the main person, but they have other players in that team that are actually very, very good. So when it comes to opportunities, how they can hurt Chelsea in terms of Crystal Palace, if they stay compact, let me take a let me take a sip of wine here. If they stay compact and they try to hit us on the break, especially when we're pushing forward, they can cause us a lot of trouble. Okay, especially like I said, if we commit too many forwards out there. But I don't see that to be the case. What I This game is going to be a little bit open because one, they are playing at home. Okay, Crystal Palace is playing at home, so they're not just going to sit back and defend all day. They're going to have to come out. Okay, and Chelsea have generally done well when teams come out to attack them because we find spaces, we find openings. Our wingers and attackers have a chance to go at them. And this could be a great opportunity for players like Esteval or even Jamie Gittins if he starts. Garnacho, I don't know about Garnacho because in the last few games that Garnacho has started, if you guys notice, he cannot beat a man. He cannot dribble and beat his man. It's always very, very difficult for him. Now, he's a very, very good player, but compare that to, say, Esteval, okay? Even Cole Palmer sometimes. When they try to beat their man, they always mostly successful. Okay, I'll say 85% of the time. But for Ganacho, it's always maybe I don't know, man. It's probably like 50% of the time he beats his man, or 40% because that game against Paphos, he kept on trying and he couldn't beat his man. Jamie Gittins came in, okay, as a substitute, and he could take on one player, he took on two players, and he was successfully dribbling those players and moving forward and trying to cross the ball, which is another thing that our wingers have to learn how to do. Cross the damn ball so it can get to one of our players. Okay. Reece James used to do that very, very well, but because of his role, he doesn't run that right wing anymore. Okay, so with Crystal Palace, if they try to come out, I think that's gonna make the game a little bit more open and give us a chance to go on the offense. All right, and of course we know they have strong players. Mateta, I don't know if he's gonna stay in the club because he's asking to leave the club. So Mateta is another person who we gotta watch out for. All right, so technically tomorrow's game, my predictions, I think Chelsea should win this game. We have a higher quality. We have players who are back. Maybe some of them, like Kopama, are not happy, but I think once he starts winning and he can get a trophy this season, he'll be happy. Okay. So overall, Chelsea, I'm going to say Chelsea should be able to win this game by 3 goals to 1. In terms of the lineup, well, I want to see a situation whereby Chelsea starts strong and finishes strong because we know with teams like Crystal Palace, and that is how they were able to score a goal through Eberechi Eze before he went to Arsenal in the first game of the season for Chelsea. They were able to score a goal, I believe, in the second half, going towards the maybe the last 20 minutes of the game because we just lost concentration. Okay. And we don't need that in this game coming on Sunday. So for the defense, I see a situation whereby the coach might be able to start Chaloba and Fofana together, okay, and Cucurella, and of course he's gonna have Malo Gusto, who is also back, by the way. And in that defensive midfield, I think he's gonna have Reece James start, okay, and of course Caicedo. What that means is in the attack, he's probably gonna go with Esteval, Cole Palmer, and Enzo Fernandez. It appears that Enzo Fernandez has been given the role to play a little bit higher, like that number 10 position. So I see tomorrow he's going to start in that midfield. It's going to be Caicedo, Reece James, and Enzo Fernandez, with Enzo Fernandez pushing a little bit higher. Why? Reece James and Caicedo covers the that mid defensive midfield. And in attack, I expect him to have Esteval, Cole Palmer, and of course, Liam Delap again. I think he's going to put Liam Delap because I want Liam Delap to succeed in this club, okay? And he's having an up and down season, maybe more down than up because he had some injuries, setbacks, red card that he got. But honestly, I see a situation whereby he is gonna start scoring goals, and maybe tomorrow maybe the game on Sunday might be the perfect opportunity for him to start scoring the goals that he needs, and that's going to level his game up and bring him to where everybody expects him to be. We saw how he was playing in his former team, so we expect him to do a lot better because he has better quality with him or playing with him who can pass the ball to him. He just needs to put the ball in the damn net. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about this lineup and what are your predictions for the game on Sunday. Again, I think the game is going to end 3-1 to Chelsea, and this is going to help us in the next match, which is going to be against Napoli. But for now, thank you for watching. And one more time, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do me a favor and subscribe, follow, share, and leave some comments, and I'll respond to you. Okay? Thanks, and have a lovely evening.